Once upon a time, in a quiet town nestled in the valley of Emerald Hills, there lived a man named Simon. He was a simple man, known for his craft as a carpenter. Simon took pride in building sturdy tables, intricate shelves, and wooden toys for the town's children. But beyond his skill, Simon was a thinker, a seeker of meaning in the everyday. One evening, as the golden light of the setting sun bathed his workshop, Simon was visited by a stranger. The man, clad in a long gray cloak, bore a weathered face that spoke of countless journeys. "I have a gift for you," said the stranger, holding out a smooth, circular mirror. "This mirror is no ordinary one. It reflects not your face, but your choices. It shows the life you could have had if you had chosen differently." Simon hesitated but took the mirror, curiosity dancing in his eyes. "Why give this to me?" The stranger smiled enigmatically. "Perhaps you'll find the answer in its reflection." Without another word, he vanished, leaving Simon alone with the mysterious object. That night, Simon sat by the fireplace, the mirror cradled in his hands. Its surface shimmered like a calm lake under moonlight. Tentatively, he gazed into it. To his astonishment, the mirror began to show images, versions of himself he had never seen. In one reflection, Simon was a wealthy merchant, surrounded by luxuries. His mansion stood tall, and his clothes were of fine silk. But his face bore a look of discontent, as though the weight of his riches had robbed him of peace. In another, he was a farmer, his hands calloused from years of labor. His home was modest, but his smile was genuine, his eyes gleaming with the satisfaction of a hard day's work. The mirror continued to show glimpses. Simon as a scholar lost in ancient texts, Simon as a wanderer exploring faraway lands, Simon as a father playing with his children, and Simon as a hermit living in solitude. Each reflection lingered for a moment before fading into the next. Simon felt a pang of longing for the lives he hadn't lived, the choices he hadn't made. But with that longing came a question. Did any of these lives hold the true Simon? Days turned into weeks, and Simon became obsessed with the mirror. He spent hours gazing into it, losing himself in the myriad possibilities. He began to question every decision he made. Should he continue as a carpenter? Should he abandon his craft and pursue one of the paths he saw in the mirror? One day, a young boy named Liam, who often visited Simon's workshop, noticed his absence. Concerned, he knocked on Simon's door. When Simon didn't respond, Liam let himself in and found him staring into the mirror. "Simon, what are you looking at?" Liam asked. Simon turned, startled. "This mirror shows the lives I could have lived, Liam. The choices I could have made. It's mesmerizing." Liam frowned and approached the mirror. "Can I see?" Simon handed it to him. But to Liam, the mirror reflected only his face. "I don't see anything but myself." Simon was puzzled. Perhaps it only shows the lives of those who carry the weight of their choices. Liam tilted his head. "But Simon, isn't the life you're living the one you've chosen?" The simplicity of Liam's words struck Simon like a thunderclap. He realized he had been so consumed by what could have been that he had neglected what was. The smell of sawdust, the joy of creating something with his hands, the laughter of children as they played with his toys. All of it had slipped away. Simon set the mirror down and looked around his workshop. The tools, the half-finished projects, the familiar creak of the wooden floor, they all called out to him. "I've been foolish," Simon said, his voice steady. "Thank you, Liam. You've reminded me of what truly matters." From that day forward, Simon kept the mirror, not as a portal to other lives, but as a reminder of the richness of his own. He learned to embrace his choices, to live fully in the life he had built. And though he still wondered about the paths he hadn't taken, he found peace in knowing that every choice, every moment, was a thread in the tapestry of his existence. Years later, when Simon passed on, the mirror was found in his workshop. It no longer reflected anything extraordinary, only the face of whoever looked into it. And perhaps that was its final lesson. That life itself, in all its simplicity, is the most profound reflection of all.